much touted Bollywood, regional and other issue films. Films occupy about just about 14,000 crore. 48, 14. So you can get the size. So if one is keen on artificial theatricals, entertainment coming out, the options are very clear. There's a convertibility between both of them. There's a to say at a media center, but there is a convergence. And but films, I'm positioning it at 14,000 crores. It's actually a little less. And radio, Man Ki Baat, radio is less than 2,000 crore. Now, let's not get worried about the number on radio. The number represents the economics of the revenue incomes and that come out, the incomes that come out of the industry, which makes it capital worthy. Ravina should be where the industrialist, which word do I use here? I think I'm in free domain. Where the capitalist will put his money. It all depends on where he's going to put his money, because you don't want to put it after a losing proposition. Those are left for the state sector. So, but then let me tell you, I can give you a whole repertoire of how we are capable of blundering our way into the whole thing. So that gives you a fair idea of the sector. The fastest growth, of course, is not none of these. These are between 9 and 16. Is digital media. Remind me to come back to digital media after a while of this part, because that's where I'm going to end. Culture. Now coming to phase 2. Culture. My culture, your culture. Mine, yours, etc. And this innate indoctrination that mine is always better. So if you have done things the wrong way, stuff like that, and minor divisions within culture, whether you eat with the right hand or left and things like that, they go on. They are part of our socialization process also in ingraining. Now here, in the context of media, we have this awful dread of globalization. For God's sake, globalization. I'll hold on to that for a minute or two and tell you. My original subject was political science, but I then moved on and found history and psychology far better. Wasted many decades studying them, and I can tell you culture at the bottom line is challenge and response. That's all. If your response is outdated, if you are carrying on an outdated response system, let me give you some laughable examples. The Brits, friends of both yours and us, the Brits decided that wearing DJs or woolens was the in thing for meals, for dinner. And there have been so many punch cartoons about even the cannibal being told that I haven't worn my DJ. Imagine wearing that sort of a thing in tropics and in Africa. They were dying like flies. We've got to go to the first phase of their expansion in India and read something called the Bengal Obituary. Half the guys were finished. You can't carry on thick woolens here as red coats and blue coats. So fine, you do that in America, where the weather is suitable for such exercises. Here, and gradually they started lowering the thickness of their clothes. They still wear, and silently switching over in defiance of East India Company regulations to more cotton. More cotton. But then one of the persons that comes to my mind, 3 of the persons in Bengal who led the 19th century liberation of the mind, Ram Mohan Roy, Raja Ram Mohan, Rabindranath Tagore, and even Bankim Chatterjee. Okay? All 3 of them insisted on carrying on with their abba, jubba, the Persian dress, because till that point of a time, if you're respected enough, you go around like a don. So that was the don's dress. I always wondered how Tagore managed to carry out in this inhospitable climate that dress. I'm sure it was a little thinner than what we think it is. May have had a fan or two underneath, but the problem is to carry on a cultural value in a distinctly uncomfortable atmosphere. It's not synchronous, it's not fruiting, so you better give up. The next generation would simply give it up and go on. If any of you have seen the movies or snapshots on Twitter, I'm a maniac there, but anywhere, history, pics and all that, you'll see even in 40s, 50s and 60s, our streets were so wide, so little traffic, and 90% of the men were wearing dhotis with long shirts. That's the first sign that this picture is authentic. Men was 8.301% of India. So it just standardized into two dresses, men's standardization of dresses. That was a silent cultural adoption of what is most suitable. And let me tell you, there are these conflicts within the culture. How dare you give up dhoti? You can't. You're supposed to wear it. So there have been these ridiculous cases. I come from a Southern Bengali family, and I remember having walked into a wedding with a jacket when my mama just took me to the side and said, "Would you come back in some respectable clothes?" I could actually go home and do it, and many of my people, I'm talking the year 1995, year 2000. So you just go back and dress in something proper. So one could concede a day or two, but one could carry on with one's violation of the old cultural norms and be a little more healthy. Similarly about food. The world is going to split between OTT and DTT. OTT on the telecom world and DTT is on the broadcasting world. I can explain that some other time, but I'm not going to engage on this. But New Zealand has got taken a step ahead. They've taken a step ahead, so that may be of use. It will all square out to how much positive activism we have. B, how mature are the regulators? And C, the absence of government in this domain. Thank you.